understanding or finding the new or meaningful information from that data. So why we are working with the data analytics process? Because any customer is not going to provide the proper solution to the developer or whatever those who are going to provide the solution for the customer. Customer requirement is a very important for the a business. So for that purpose, first we need to try to understand whatever the raw fact which is provided by the customer. So that's why in a simply word, for the data, we can define data is a raw fact, where we have to work as a sincerely to find out the meaningful information. So same thing, this is a simple life cycle which is given here for understanding the data analytics process. Okay, and why it is become so popular nowadays. If suppose we talk the data analytics process playing the very important role for finding inside solution from the data, so it's 100% true. Why? Because whatever the data which is going to be generated day by day, it is a near about 80 to 90% data is a unstructured form. So if suppose those who are working on that unstructured data, it will take too much time. So generally in our simple word, we can say that the data preparation, the data preparation step is the most time consuming. Why? Because those who are working on that data, he or she should have to know about what is the exactly user requirement. So simple life cycle I'm going to tell you here, understanding the requirement. Okay. So customer, whatever the data or the whatever the problem statement given, first we need to understand. Along with whatever the requirement which is provided, we need to understand what is the data required regarding that statement or the requirement. After understanding these two things, customer requirement as well as data understanding, then we can easily start our working with the data preparation. But data preparation task is not easy, it will be very time consuming. How? I will tell you, in morning session already I think you have seen so many simple libraries or the packages in data analytics process, in data analysis and packages. Okay, so in that I think you have seen numpy, pandas and all those things. When we start the hands-on, at that time I will tell you, but in briefly there is no need to explanation, because already in first session I think everything has been done as a simple packages. Okay, so this task will a lot of time for the data preparation, it means the time consuming. Once your data is prepared in a proper format, okay, then the remaining task is very easy. It means the whatever the insight information you have to find out for the development purpose, it is not difficult for the data exploration, we can say that. So this is a very exciting part from the after the data preparation as per the our point of view, because up till now we have prepared the data as per the customer understanding and his requirement. After that we are going to explore the data, and then we can starting the insight development as well as model evaluation and decision making and deployment. It means two things we need to focus morely: decision making problem as per the problem statement and understanding the requirement, and then modeling design problem. Okay, so everyone want to become a data analyst. Why? Because if suppose we see, and nowadays the data is going to generate rapidly, but there is a difficulty to how to manage that data, how to use that data. But whatever the data which is generated, it is 100% is not useful data. Near about 20 to 40% data is useful. Then what will happen the remaining data? So that's why the data analyst plays the very important role to finding the important from that data. So if suppose we see some forecast uh, regarding with some world studies. So here, if suppose we see by 2020, the World Economic Forum that analyze the data analyst demand is going to be increasing rapidly. Why? Because if suppose the data is generating so rapidly, so the person who is need to manage that data and finding the insight from that data, not only for finding the inside data, to design the particular model and for use for the real life. After that, if suppose we look into the every organization is going to deal with the lots of data. So that's why the data analyst role is going to play the very crucial role for the future specialist in any organization. If suppose we simply take the example of finance in banking domain, today we are going to discuss in the last moment as a banking case study. So at that time, I will tell you what is the role of data analysis on this. The data day by day is going to be generated. Okay, so if suppose we see about the today's business environment, in fact, 2.5 quintillion bytes of data should be created. It should be created for the each day. So it is very difficult to manage that data. But if suppose we have all the skill and all the tools, we know little bit about that, then it is not difficult to finding the inside solution from that data. Also, if suppose we see according to the IBM report today, by the 2020, the 15% of the 2.72 billion of job are available in the market for the data analyst. So that's why everyone want to become a data analyst. If suppose we see the average pay for the every data analyst by per annum, as per the according to the Glassdoor in dollar, this is a 2019 analysis, 67,377. So near about it will come about near about 49 lakh per annum. If suppose this is a very important thing which is available, we are getting after. If suppose we are going to for the data analysis, for that purpose which type of skill we need to be know about. So we just see here what data analysis skill we require. If suppose I want to become a data analyst, so it is not necessary to I just want to know about the SQL command and PL SQL, all those SQL concept. I should have to know about each and everything at the data analyst. First thing, we should have to understand the statistical analysis concept. Why it is? Because whenever we are getting the data which is not in the form of text or either in a numerical, so at that time we should have to encode that data, decode that data, and again we should have to find out the not null value and all those things. After making it has to be meaningful, so for that purpose we should have to know about the statistical concept. So if suppose we say that the statistical concept, if suppose we design the model, we should have to visualize that model also by applying the statistical concept. So after applying the statistical concept, so we should have to know the little bit mathematical formulas, all those things. One package I have added in today's session, that is SciPy. So in SciPy we will see how the statistical analysis will play the important role for finding something new after providing the mathematical equation. After that, the second thing, the second skill which require the SQL command. If suppose we see the banking sector, PL, SQL and SQL, these two things are playing a very important role. Why? Because they just want to deal with the customer requirement, whatever the customer data which is provided, transaction, bulk transaction, all those things. They just want to keep in a proper format in a proper way. So for that purpose, we should have to know about the proper skill of a SQL. When if suppose we are applying as a data analyst in a particular organization, again if suppose we have to integrate the data, for that purpose the data integration we should have to know about some mathematical routine by applying machine learning with the help of scikit-learn. Also, if suppose we are going to interpret the data, at that time we should have to know about the basic functionality of numpys and panda. So numpy as a numerical Python computation, pandas as a Python data analytics purpose. SciPy is a totally based on a mathematical computation with the integration, probabilities, and all those things. So we will see later what we are going to, how actually the SciPy is playing the important role in our perspective as per the data analysis. Again, after the data interpretation, we should have to know about what are the packages which we can use for the dedicated problem statement. If suppose the simple problem statement which is given by the customer, I just want to know about height or weight respective the dependent and independent variable, and then we just want to compute the model, and I just want to find the linear regression. At that time the simple model I should have to know about. If suppose I just want to read the particular data set, At that time pandas will play the very important role. If suppose I just want to perform some numerical competition by using the python packages, at that time I little bit know about the numpy. If the little bit mathematical competition which I want to perform, at that time I just want to know about the scipy. So these are the packages are playing a very important role when we are going to apply for the data analytics role. So simply, if suppose you are going to apply for the data analytics, at that time, if suppose you are the fresher, so at that time you should have to know about the basic thing. But if you are dealing with the particular problem statement, at that time you should have to know about the each and every package little bit knowledge. It means if suppose I am going to use the folium for the graph purpose, but I don't know about the folium, but I know about the matplotlib. So instead of using the matplotlib, I'm going to instead of using the folium, mm, I'm going to use the matplotlib. But instead of using the matplotlib, if suppose I prefer for the folium package, why it is important instead of matplotlib? Because it provides the reach of graphical view as a visualization. So simple thing, the last thing which we should have to know about, if after understanding these four things, the four skills, so gain insight the several data visualization library. So already we know about the matplotlib. I think seaborn, which is not studied to it maybe. So today we are going to start with the seaborns also, folium and other remaining packages. Okay, so popular packages. Why we call the popular packages? Here in today's session for the data analytics, we are going to start with the particular packages with the problem statement and case studies and hands-on. So if suppose we define the package, so package is simply we can say that it is a container. If suppose it is a container, so we can simply say that which contain the different model, or we can say that some other models. If suppose we use the particular package, at that time we can say that it is a use for the customer requirement, or simply we can say that the user requirement. When we use or import a particular package, the Python is going to interpret or search the subdirectories or the sub packages. So that's why in a simply term we can say that if suppose we use the any package, it also provide the many more sub packages to deal with that problem statement. So if suppose somewhere you've seen the pandas as a library, numpy as a library, so there is a no difference between package and Python library conceptually. If suppose we think about, so someone if suppose say that numpy is a library, yes, it is a library. If suppose someone say that it is a package, yeah, yes, it is a package. So conceptually, it is a not a difference. Yet when we apply it on a problem statement, it plays the role depending on that problem statement. When you import the model or the package, the corresponding object created by the Python, it always the type module. This means that the distinction between module and package is just the file system level. It plays the important role by the Python interpreter. So now, if suppose we talk about the simply package, so there is just something the extraordinary about well-designed visualization. So how well designed visualization we are going to see now. So I think everyone has know about the Python packages. So we are just going to start with the first package. So these are the package list, how we are going to install, import and everything I will tell you. So pandas, numpy, matplotlib. I think these three packages you have seen in the morning session. So today we can directly start with the Seaborn, Folium, SciPy, Bouquet, Genium, Gplot, and all other remaining packages. Okay. So let's. This is a simple screenshot. After installing, we just need to import the package. After creating its allies, how we are going to create and how we are going to use our presentation mention packages. So I will tell you on a hands-on. So the first package which we are going to start, Seaborn. So there is just something extraordinary about well-designed visualization. of this package. The colors stand out, the layer blend nicely, the continuous flow throughout, and the overall package not only has a nice aesthetic quality, but it also provides the meaningful insight to us as well. So that's why it is going to be used. I think in a previous slide I have mentioned ggplot2. So this is a quite important in data science, where we often work with a lot of massive data. When we are working with a bulk of data, or we can say that the massive data, at that time, instead of matplotlib, we should have to prefer as a seaborn. Why? Because its visualization is a pretty good as compared to the matplotlib. So for that purpose, if suppose we are talk about the seaborn, the seaborn is used for the making statistical graphs in Python. So we just want to plot the graph when we are dealing with the particular data set or the data frame which is having the bulk of data, but it's very important. But if suppose we see about the numpy and all those things, so we will see later on. Now we are just going to deal with the how seaborn is going to play the important role, so we will see here. But before that, I just want to know about those who are use the R tool. So in R tool, have you ever used the ggplot2? It's one of the best visualization package in any tool or the language. Seaborn also gives the same overall feel. But in R, whenever we are dealing with the R Studio, so at that time we are using ggplot2. When we are dealing with the Python tools or the any other tools for the Python programming, at that time we are going to prepare for the matplotlib or the numpy or the seaborn. So those who are new and they really don't know about how to install a Seaborn on my system. So for that purpose, simply if suppose you are not going to install, if you are not going to use the Conda, it is Anaconda distributor, at that time you can use a pip install Seaborn. So simply pip command we need to use for the installation. So simply this command we can fire on your terminal. So simply, if suppose I am going to open my terminal here, here I can say that pip install cbone. So it will says that already the requirement has been fulfilled because already I have installed it on my system. Okay, so there is no need. If suppose I'm going to use the anaconda, at that time I need to install or the fire the command, that is a conda install cmon. So very simple command, by using we can easily install it. Okay, so whatever the hands-on which we are going to see by using seaborn, we will see, but today we are going to use the anaconda for that purpose. Okay, so if suppose we know about the seaborn is mostly used for the statistical graph visualization, so seaborn also provide uh, a four mandatory dependency we need to use, we need to know about it: numpy, scipy, matplotlib, and pandas. Okay, so after that, if we use matplotlib instead of c1, so in simply we can say that if matplotlib try to make easy thing and hard thing possible, then what all I said, I'm going to repeat it again. If matplotlib try to make easy thing and hard thing possible, then Seaborn try to make well-defined set of hard thing easy to. So that's why so many data analytic persons or the researchers are going to prefer working with the Seaborn. Now we can see the actual use of Seaborn for following example. Okay, so just we will go through the example. For that purpose I'm going to open my terminal. Here I'm going to use anaconda distributed. For launching anaconda distributed, we just need to use the following command, that is a anaconda hyphen navigator. Just wait for launching it. Okay, here for using this one we are going to use a notebook. So before going to start this one, I will brief you about the anaconda, but first we will see whether the Seaborn is properly installed or not on my system. So here you just click on new Python 3. If it
Lovkhare
is
sir,
not installed, then you should have to
Lovkhare
use
sir,
this
hello,
anaconda.
hello Lovkhare sir, can you share your screen? We are just able to see slides only.
Okay, but
Yes,
this
can
one
you
already
share your,
installed.
yes,
Already the requirement is
hello,
satisfied. If suppose we see here the
hello,
setup which is given already, I think I have
आवाज जात नाही आहे. मी त्यांना टेक्स्ट केला आहे.
clear my
हा, इथून आवाज
terminal.
जात नाही. तो मोठा
There is
प्रॉब्लेम
no
झाला
issue.
ऍक्च्युली. टेक्स्ट केलाय त्यांना.
okay, fine,
टेक्स्ट
fine.
केलाय.
So here I'm going to comment this one. I hope now it is visible for everyone. Okay, so sorry, actually screen was not shared. So once again I'm going to tell you. So here, after launching anaconda, we just need to open a Jupyter notebook, Jupyter lab, any option we can select. Once again I'm going to see here, I'm going to stop this share. Okay, just wait. Again I'm going to share this screen. This is my anaconda navigator GUI. Here we have so many options. Either we can do your whatever the problem statement which is given. You can use the Jupyter lab, Jupyter notebook, PyCharm, whatever it may. So there is no need to install extra software on your system. After installing anaconda in a single distributor, you will get so many things: VS Code, Spider, Qt console. If suppose you are dealing with Qt console, which play the role as like as a visual basic, it means visual studio or visual basic, you can design your GUI and all those things. Also if you are dealing with R studio, at that time you need to install it. But I just working with as a hard problem statement the bulk of data, so that's why I have not installed here. I have externally install on it. So it means everything which is provided. If suppose you are going to work with the Anaconda navigator, once again coming to back here, if suppose the particular package I want to use and that package is not installed, simply take the example of cburn. So cburn is not installed, so simply click here, not installed, and here search whatever the package you want to install. You just give the name of that package. Okay, so I think it is installed, so you just click here. So if suppose we see here, you will get statistical data visualization. Whatever I said in a theoretical part, which will see here. If suppose you want to know about in a terminal also, you just type the help. In that help, you just type whatever the package information you want to know about, you can easily get it. Okay, so instead of that, if suppose right now it is installed on my system, if on your system it is not installed, so instead going through the terminal, you just come here, select whatever the uh, it means distributor or the interpreter you want to use, you just select that one or install it one. But here, if it is giving the particular, if suppose first time you install the Anaconda navigator and it is showing the numpy such type of module or the package which is not installed, simply just come here, click here, not installed, and type here numpy. At a time you can install many packages, so there is a no need. It means simply you just need to select here near about all packages. I have ggplot. Okay, so simply you just click here. At that time it can say that you need to apply it. Okay, so if suppose you want to make the changes, I have selected here one package. Okay, but in ggplot2 again again one more sub package is available, so that's why it is showing two packages available matching ggplot. Okay, understood. So same here, environment set and all those things not necessary to tell you, because just installation is fine. So today we are going to use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, when I click on a launch button, it will redirect to the whatever the browser default setting I have done. It will directly open it in that browser. So Anaconda interpreter which is given in this distribution are totally based on browser base. Understood? Okay, so now I will just stop this sharing uh, screen, and I will directly show you the screen, which is okay, this one, this one. Okay, after clicking launch button, okay, this is my Google Chrome browser. This window will appear. Okay, so now this command already I told you. If suppose the particular package is not installed and you are using the Anaconda, at that time use the command conda install cburn. Okay, so now just want to know about whether it is properly installed or not. So we know that we just need to fire import cburn as a SNS. Okay, so simply we can say that it's alias cburn, cburn. Okay, need a space here, import cburn as SNS. Okay, there is a no need comma and all those things. You just click here on a run. Also you can enter the alt enter. Okay, okay, so there is a no error here, so it means it has been installed properly. Okay, but before going to deal with the mathematical or the statistical analysis, we just want to know about which data set or the data frame which we are going to dealing with the statistical analysis. It means views and all those things. So for that purpose, the important package which is playing very important role for the data analysis, which I think you have seen in a morning session, that is called as the panda. Okay, so here I'm going to panda. Why? Because right now we need to read that whatever the data frame which is provided, where we are applying the cburn for the visualization purpose for the statistical computation. So just import pandas as pd. Okay, click on run. Now after that I just want to know about. So simply try to understand what I'm going to tell you. Here we can see the actual use of seaborn with the given example. So here example which I have taken cool Pokemon dataset. Here we are going to know about fraud. It means attack and defense. Okay, in this example, the Pokemon example which data frame we have taken, which is having the first generation. Once we will keep the data set in a proper path, then we have to check it through the coding. Okay, so for that purpose we have imported the panda. Okay, so someone will tell you you can go through the single cells. There is no need. If suppose you know about and everything you are doing properly in a single cell, you can do whatever you want. Okay, but for your better understanding, those who are new for this anaconda distributed, for that purpose I'm just going to create the data frame data frame equals to whatever the alias I have created, pd dot read underscore csv. Generally, if you are dealing with the any problem statement in an industry also, the customer is going to provide the csv. Generally it is happening here about the 80% problem statement which is provided in a csv. Whenever we are working as a data analyst or the system analyst in a particular organization, especially in a banking domain, we are dealing with the csv file. So later on I will take the simple example, but for the computation and the model designing everything we can easily find out it. So in csv we can say that as a comma separated value for the easily we can understanding it. Okay, so right now this screen is visible or not, everyone? Screen is visible, I think. No one is going to reply. Okay, fine, my screen is visible. Okay, so now let's read whatever the data set which we have taken for the example. So either double code or the single code, either double code or the single code, we can read that data set. So python 3 will support for the single code as well as double code. So just click here. This is my data set which is I kept in a proper path. So just going to read this. Okay, what is it? pd dot pdf data from Pokemon csv. Okay, fine. So whenever you are getting such type of error, there is no need for the panic. There is a error for Unicode transformation because the data which is taken in this little bit some strings, it means the characters for the Unicode escape. So simply we have already the simple thing which is provided instead of, okay, I am going to comment here, not necessary. Okay, simply see here. If suppose you are dealing with the any data set and you are getting this error, so there is no need for the panic. You just simply use a df equals to pd dot read underscore, okay, read underscore csv in a double quotation, whatever the your Pokemon csv, comma, what is the error I will tell you. Comma csv encoding, it was the error for the encoding. Encoding equals to unicode underscore escape. It should be in a single quotation. Okay, let's see. Fine. Okay, so why this error came? Whenever the data which is provided in your data set, which is a little bit complicated or something different, at that time it will provide the error for the Unicode transformation. So I think in digital analytics, okay, if something is not visible at that time, you just tell me, kindly increase the font size and everything. Okay, now I hope this is visible for everyone. Okay, so if you are getting the error, then you just simply encode it by the unicode spacing. Okay, so what exactly it encoding equals to unicode escape is not about escaping unicode character. Okay, we are not going to escape the encoding character. Okay, but it's about the Python source code. Understood? It's all about the Python source code. It's designed as a encoding suitable as the context of a unicode literal, whatever in ASCII value which is provided. So we can say that as a ASCII encoded Python source code. Okay, except the code are not accepted, it means not escape whatever the code which is provided. Okay, so already we know that UTF, I think everybody knows that those who taught the subject digital electronics and all those things. So UTFs, assembly language and all those. So Unicode transformation format. So simply, if suppose we talk about here in this example, not in this example, on this system, we are dealing with the Unicode transformation 7. Okay, because it is specially designed for the ASCII representation. How? ASCII representation. Okay, so when in banking sector, when we are dealing with uh, Unicode transformation, at that time we are going to deal with as for the email purpose. If suppose in your data set there is a one column which is having email, so for that purpose the email which is given in the multiple text, we cannot say that as some special character, some numeric, some numbers and all those things. Okay, so at that time we should have to need to prefer as a UTF-7. So there are some format which is available. If you get the time, at that time you can read it. UTF-7, UTF-8, also we have UTF-16 and UTF-32. Okay, and already I told you UTF-7 which is specially designed for the email purpose. Okay, so it was the error. Now actually we will see print how many observations or how much data which is available in this data set. Okay, so if suppose we see here total 151 rows and 13 columns. So simply we can say that 151 observations. Okay, if suppose we see the last number, that is 150, the index always start from 0. Okay, 0 to 150 it is a 151. Okay, so here there are total 13 columns. Okay, so we don't want to focus on a 13 columns, so instead of that we just want to focus to the important columns. Okay, attack and defense. Okay, so instead of that, how we can visualize the how much percentage and all those things. Okay, so first now we can see whether it's working fine or not. Simply we use to display again the first 5 records. If suppose instead of looking all those records, so already my Python provides so many inbuilt function. I just want to need to know about what is the use of this function in a particular way. Okay, so I just given name of my data frame as a df dot. If suppose for displaying the first 5 column, anybody, only head. These are the inbuilt function which we can use it. Okay, click on a run. Okay, so we can see here first 5 observation which is displayed. If suppose I just want to last one, so tail function we can apply easily. Okay, so right now no need, not necessary. So now already we have printed everything. So total in this Pokemon data set for the compact date start data, we have a total 151 observation. So we are we are not going uh, display designing model and performing data analysis with other remaining operation. So we can simply understand how we use C1. Okay, because our package we started with the cban. So cban for the data analysis in organization for any real time example we are going to use. So already I told you, when we are going to come the bank requirement, the banker data, at that time we, instead of using the matplotlib, we are going to prefer our cban. Why? Because all the visualization of cban is a favorite and it's good. First we need to install it, so we already installed it. Now we can simply import it. Already we have imported. Okay, so once it has been imported successfully, then we can easily operation perform on the given data set with the help of particular problem statement. Understood? Okay, fine. uh, One of the greatest greatest strength of the seaborn is its diversity of plotting function. If suppose we see on the internet or anywhere the difference between your matplotlib and cbun, the cbun is the most popularly used for the organization as an industry for the data analytics purpose for the visualization. Okay, so its greatest functionality for the divergent is, for instance, making a scatter plot is just a simple function. It means it also provide the inbuilt functionality with it, lm plot. Okay, so how it is, I will show you with the example. Okay, so we can compare here attack and defense. Already I told you start for our spokesman. Okay, so simply already I have created here its alias where it is sns. Okay, fine. You can create anything, you can give anything. It is not necessary whatever I have given in this example, sns. Okay, dot, the function which is already I told you for the stat making scatter plot is just simple function, that is a lm plot. Okay, lm plot, it's a function, so that's why opening and closing bracket. Okay, so if suppose we have taken two observations, so for that purpose we are going to deal with the x equals to, my x axis is a, consider that is a, in a single quotation, attack. Okay, fine. You will get a Pokemon data set on a internet also, but need to little bit changes on your own. Need to make a little bit changes. Okay, why? With respect to defense, defense. Okay, same I think, column name, attack and defense. Okay, fine, no issue. Defense. Okay, and the data, whatever the data which is given the name, that is a input as a df, my data as a input df. Okay, let's see here what is happening. Okay, those who has done the practical on linear regression, simple linear regression, multiple linear regression, svn and all those things, they can easily understand the difference between this graph and in this graph. Okay, so I will brief you about this. Here we have recommended to pass the argument to data while passing column names to the axis arguments, x as an attack and y as a defense. Okay, so we can also do this in another way, is to directly pass in a series also. Those who know about the series in a data science, they can pass the series also. Okay, so instead of here x dot, sorry, x equals to data frame df dot attack, y equals to data frame dot defense, like this. By the way, seaborn does not have the dedicated scatter plot, so that's why I told you, if suppose we see here in this scatter plot, so this is not the dedicated scatter plot function. So that's why this plot which is looking like this. Okay, which is why you see the diagonal line. we actually use C1 function for fitting and plotting the regression line. Okay, so if suppose we need to uh, find out the scatter plot argument, so simply we can say that here in a simple line. So if suppose we see this visualization is better as compared to the other matplotlib and remaining libraries. Okay, matplotlib. So just scatter plot argument we will see here. So SNS, I think everyone is going to be understood what I'm going to do here. LM plot inbuilt function which is provided for the C1. Okay, X whatever which is given in a single quotation, I can say that attack, comma Y equals to single quote defense, okay, data equals to the name which is given for the data frame, that is df, okay. What we are going to do here, scatter plot function, which is why we see to the diagonal line actual. Here we need to fitting and plotting the regression line. So for that purpose, fit underscore reg equals to, right now I'm going to false it. Okay, it means no regression line. Color, so we need to make as a color, so hue equals to stage. Okay, color by evaluation with the help of stage. Okay, now just click on simply run. Okay, see the difference. Okay, stages which we have taken 1 2 3 different colors. Okay, so here we have fitted with the help of C1 functions. Okay, so this is a little bit about the C1. Okay, so if suppose we talk about the any model or the any package in a Python, it is not difficult for the understanding and its use. In a simply, I just want to tell you, if suppose we use the matplotlib, your visualization should be a little bit not good. But if suppose you are dealing with the C1, you will get a lot of thing inbuilt which is provided. Okay, so before going to start with the another model, uh, if suppose someone is going to in a live example, I will tell you the data which is provided. Sometimes the bankers which we are going to provide the data, and this they just telling to just find out the difference between the particular due date by applying a delta function. Can anyone tell me? If suppose I just want to find out the difference between two data, okay, so already I told you, those who are working with the Python for the data analytics or any purpose, machine learning, AI and all those things, if his Python concept is properly clear, then it is not difficult to deal with the any problem statement. Okay, so here simple problem statement, my banker came came and just told me, huh, you just need to know about difference between two dates. Is suppose I just said somebody what was the date for yesterday and what is the date for today. I don't know what is the difference between these two, but I know that in this month, if suppose I just want to calculate the difference between 3 or 5 days, I can easily calculate. But if suppose the banker says that in 2017 this was the date, this was the day, this was the month, and now today is the this day, this month, and this is the year, you just want to calculate the difference. So for that purpose, how you can deal with this problem statement, how can you quickly provide the solution to that customer? So simply the simple, the very interesting package which is provided by the Python, that is a date time module, or we can say that date time package. Okay, so simply from date, sorry, date time import date. I just want to check whether it is installed on my system or not. Okay, fine, there is an install. If on your system is not installed, you just go to the terminal, or here you can directly fire the command honda install datetime, sorry, date time. Okay, fine. Don't consider it is a different part, but it is a part which is related with the data analysis. Someone is giving, if suppose the data set which is provided for the team, so a particular person is not going to deal with the whole data set. In a single data set, there are a number of people are working with the single part. So consider this part is related with your data set, and you should just find out the difference, and after that you need to create the model for designing purpose, and then you have to visualize it. Okay, so for that purpose, consider I'm just working or dealing with this package, that is a date and time. Okay, so here what is the problem statement given my banker? I just want to take the old date, this is my old date, equals to what he has given. The format should be YYY, year, comma, month, comma, date. It means today's date, or we can say that as a day, date. Okay, again same like for the new date means today's date. So okay, so I can say that here, new date, new date, same thing like that. Okay, after that I will comment this one. Okay, format should be like this after importing this package. Okay, going to comment here, comment here. Okay, now see the code for that purpose. Actually everyone is understood how we are going to find out the, so old date, old date equals to, consider the year which is given, for example 2020, comma, month, consider the previous month 9, consider the date which is given, for example 29. Fine. Now new date, so new date equals to year, year same 2020, comma, but month is changed and date is also changed, because if suppose we are dealing with today's date, the requirement. Okay, so today's date is 6. Okay, fine. Now everything is fine up till now, but how we are going to calculate the difference between two dates? So already the function which is provided in a Python, that is called as a delta. The delta function is mostly used to calculate the difference between date for this date and time package. Okay, so delta equals to today's date, it means new underscore date equals to old underscore date. Okay, fine. Now I just want to print, what I'm going to print here, delta, because the difference which I have taken here, you can take the any variable a b c d whatever it may be, today's date, yesterday date, whatever it may be. Okay, so delta dot days. Okay, we will see whether my code is correct or not. Tuple object days. Delta dot print tuple object delta days. What is the error actually? New date, sorry, new date minus old date. Okay, what is it? Stop this sharing screen. Is there error actually? Just wait. Date. Okay, fine. So delta. Okay, fine. New date minus old date. Whether it is fine. What is the year? Okay, fine. Okay, not necessary. Import this one. I will take other variable d0 equals to date. Suppose 2020 comma comma date equals to date 2020 comma 10 comma 6 delta equals to d1. I made a little bit mistake over here. D0, sorry, d0 int delta dot. I hope it should be work. Okay, fine. I think I made a little bit mistake over here. Okay, so I just in previous example I was it means finding the difference between the old date and new date. So first date we have to take here my new date, and this is old date. Okay, so fine. So same like that we can first need to install the particular package, those package which we are going to use, and after that we need to import that package. Okay, so second one interesting package, which very interesting package, that is called as the folium. So little bit we'll just focus here for the presentation, and then again we'll come back to the presentation. Okay, our Seaborn is over, so now we are going to start with the folium. Okay, so before going to start with the folium, it's very interesting package. Either you can create the very so many data analytics project, or by using the folium. Uh, uh, I will just tell you a little bit and then I will explain you all those things. Folium is a powerful Python package that helps you to create the several type of leaflet maps. Okay, it means whatever the maps we want to create, we can create any map. Okay, so why map and all those things I will tell you. How map is playing very important role in our daily life or in a business, I will tell you. In a data analytics, this package is playing very important role. Okay, the fact that the folium results are interactive makes this library very useful for the dashboard building. Okay, in a business, this one playing a really important word. By default, folium creates the map in a separate HTML file. Instead of creating the HTML file, you can directly create over after coding that one. Okay, but if suppose you want to create the HTML file, you can give just the name of that file where you want to create your map. Folium is a Python wrapper for leaflet.js, which is the leading open source JavaScript library for plotting interactive map. I hope this image is visible for the everyone. So I cannot imagine where we would be without maps. Okay, I cannot imagine where would be without maps today, both literally as well as figuratively. Why? Because map is playing very important role in our life. How? I will tell you. Maps are the guiding guiding to us, force for us to explore the world. How, if suppose I am sitting a particular location, this is my source and I just want to reach particular destination, but I don't know whether it is. So my map will provide all those things. I just want to enter my location as well as my destination location where I want to reach. I can easily go through, I can easily reach the destination without any troubling. Okay, so that's why it is exploring ourselves. Get to our destination every day and help us explore and evolve our understanding of the world. I personally love working with the location data to map our places. It is my interest. This strategy is widely used in the industry. Why? Because if suppose we see the very beautiful example of Uber, we know that we are just dealing with our source destination and source location and destination location. Okay, so if suppose we see the Uber business are totally depend on maps. So that's why I told I can't imagine where we would be without maps today. Because whatever the business which is running in a today are totally depend on a map. The simple example Uber. Not only the Uber, Zomato, again pizza. There are so many the business which are running on this, it means on maps. So for that purpose in today's this package we are going to deal with how to create an interactive map. Okay, so if suppose I'm talking about the folium and regarding with the map, so what is the role of that uh, folium in data analysis? Because whatever the data which is going to be generated, we should have to convert it into the particular problem statement. After converting the problem statement, which we should have to understand its use and how to create the particular map. If suppose we know that, if suppose I'm sitting in a Pune and I just want to know about my latitude and longitude location, these are, so I can easily draw or the create the maps for these locations depending on the accurate observation or the accurate values. Okay, so example which I told, Uber and Zomato, is not only these two, so many industries are running their businesses on geospatial analysis. So this is called as the analysis purpose. Okay. So the question is, how do we get this started with working location data to be perform geostatistical analysis? Now we can explore ourselves by using Python packages. Uh, Actually, I'm not audible from if you have any question. So if anybody having question, so right now I'm facing the audio issue on my system. So that's why unable to solve the answer of your query right now. If you have a query, I will share my text, my email ID and my number. You can get in touch with me. Okay. So now we can explore ourselves by using the Python package for performing geospatial analysis. During this analysis, we will go through the folium. Okay, so it's wonderful plotting maps, a wonderful library for plotting maps. Here we are going to discuss two wonderful case studies on this data analysis by using folium. Here I have taken the simple example as a Delhi map with latitude and longitude values. So with respective regarding that one, my screen is not visible right now. Okay, fine. So here we are going to deal with the example Delhi maps with the latitude and longitude. Okay. So what is meant by latitude and longitude? Okay. during this wonderful journey, we are going through the Folium, wonderful Python package. Already I told you. Okay. So latitude and longitude coordinate system by means of which the position of or the location is the simple diagram which is given here. But if suppose we talk about the latitude, latitude, it means latitude is given in the form of degree, minutes, and seconds. Okay, and the value. Okay, the longitude is a measurement of the location east or west of the prime median of the green wave. Okay, so for that purpose, we generally go through the latitude and longitude value, whatever the example which is I have taken. Now let's begin with our example hands-on. Okay, so before going to start, we need to install the Folium. So for that purpose, this we are going to deal with the Folium. Okay, plot map with the Folium, whatever the example which is given, I will tell you a little bit here. Plotting map by using the Folium is easier than you think. Okay, Folium provide these inbuilt functions, or the we can say that as a class for taking the location parameter in terms of the latitude and longitude. Okay, so in the Delhi, whatever the map which we are going to design or the draw today, so in that one I have given latitude and longitude, this value latitude, and this one is a respectively its longitude. Okay, so we'll directly start with the hands-on. A simple example we will take. Okay, we'll start here also, no issue. Okay, fine. First we need to install, so already I told you how to install a need. Okay, plotting map with Folium. Okay, we actually got two respective values, latitude and longitude. Okay, so I'm just going to import Folium as m. Okay, we'll see whether it is correct after passing the value. Folium dot build class, that is the map. Okay, location, the list which is provided here, the location equals to uh, what was the value of my latitude? 28 point. Okay, 28 point. Just wait. Okay, fine. Okay, the value is 28.644800, comma 77.6721. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, made a little bit mistake here. Full import Folium, not necessary, just go through the here please. Okay. What is happening here? Sorry, location equals to you can see here the map which is given. So if suppose we see here the zoom in, zoom out, there is a no limit. You can zoom out whatever you want, Delhi, New Delhi, whatever, Ghaziabad and everything which is given here. Okay. whatever we want, we can zoom out, zoom in. So any type of geospatial analysis we can perform by using this package. So simply we can use this. So we can see this map are interactive. We can zoom in and zoom out by clicking the positive and negative buttons in this left top corner in this map. We can also
Hello everyone. Uh, we have conveyed to the Lovkhare sir that voice is not audible. It's a technical problem. Please be patient. We are working on it.
am I audible?
Ah, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, fine. So
Yes.
whatever the map we have drawn here by using the folium, now we are going to customize it. Okay, for the customization, uh, we just need to use the sub library or sub package which is provided by my folium, that is called as a blanca in Python. Okay, so this is already provided as a sub package. For the installation purpose, in a starting whatever I said, you can follow the same way for the installation. Okay, so if suppose this one is not installed on your system, blanca, BRANCA dot element import folium. Sorry, here I just want to customize now, so that's why import figure. Okay, fine. Now fig equals to figure. Okay, just customize. So for the customization, I just focus on width and height. So width, whatever you want, you can give width equals to 550, comma height equals to 350. Okay, fine. Now we can apply folium parameter to fix it after changing the size. Okay, so just going to click here. Okay, fine. After that, we need to apply the folium parameter to fix it. Okay, whatever the size we change. Parameter are zoom stat. Okay, so mostly there are three important parameters which we need to provide at the time of after changing the size of the previous, it means the original map. Okay, so three parameters should be zoom start, comma, minimum zoom and maximum zoom. Okay, so simply we are going to change it. Okay, but now I'm going to take here the m1 equals to, okay, folium folium dot map, same thing. Okay, it's given above. Okay, width should be 550, comma, height equals to 350, comma, location. Okay, the value already we have. The location, I can directly, location equals to, I can directly copy and paste the value which is given here, 28.644800. What is the difference between after changing and the after changing the little bit original map? We will see here. Just hold on. 216721. Okay, 216721. Okay, fine, comma, after that comma, because this is not finished yet, because we need to apply the parameters also. So zoom, comma, start, zoom, comma, start equals to 11, comma, minimum zoom equals to 8, comma, max underscore, sorry, underscore zoom, sorry, zoom equals to 14. Fine. Okay, after that, peak dot add its child. Okay, so child m1. Okay, we will see whether everything is fine or not. Okay, now we can see here the difference between previous one and right now one. Okay, I'm just going to click zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, in a dedicated step it is not going to be zoom out. It means we can see, we cannot zoom in and zoom out after the a particular level, or we can say that as a certain level. Okay, zoom in, same thing. After that we are not going to, it means it is not visible because we have started minimum point. It means minimum value which is assigned here, and after that maximum. Okay, so same thing like that which is given. Okay, so again, if suppose you have to make as a interactive with your whatever the thing which is given here, so simply we just going to open file. We'll see C1 file which is created here. Again, we can see the lot of example which is here. Okay, because we have a time limit, so that's why I'm just going to volume. Okay, C1 example which is given also here. Open. Volume. Okay, see here. Okay, whatever I said in a presentation, if suppose again in another way we can right now I'm connected or not? I have connected, you are visible, my screen is visible, everyone? Kindly reply, my screen is visible. Okay, fine. So whatever I said, if suppose I just want to store or just save my file in .html. Okay, so in another way we can create our map also. So import gmplot as a gp. Okay, in another way this package also we can use. Okay, this is the sub package for this one. Okay, gm plot already I told you this one is a class for this one, so that's why I have taken here the star. Okay, here first two argument are the geographical coordinates which is given here, whatever the value. Okay, and latitude and longitude values, and also zoom resolution which is given here. Okay, and gmap draw this one. Okay, so html you will get, so just going to run this one. Okay, so what after running this one, whatever the location here, you can assign your location. I have given here map11.html. Where you want to save your this name file, you can give the any name. This file will be created to the particular location. So here I have directly given my home path, so in home path we can just search map11. Okay, so see my home path. So in this home path, whatever the name which is I have given to my file, that is a map. Okay, so if we click here, your map will be created and it redirected to the here. Okay, so same like this. It means you can store our map in also in a particular file. So this was map. This map is created. Okay, this is a map. After clicking map 11, you will redirected this on your whatever the browser you have installed. The name of that file and the map will be redirected here. Okay, and like that. Now we'll see again one more example. Okay, GM plot also. If suppose you are performing a little bit numerical competition with the Google Map plotter, at that time we need to input your NumPy package. But here we are not going to use it properly over here. So that's why just going to click here API and all those things. Okay, what is the name I have given here? A country heatmap.html. Okay, again I'm going to country heatmap. Country heatmap. Okay, again I'm going to show directly. I will show you it on browser. Okay, so same like this we can create the maps. Actually it's 350. So instead of going to, okay, instead of going to SciPy, I will just go through the some little bit important things. Okay, this one is also open source, which is mostly used for the mathematical computation. Each one is also used for the medical science. In a medical science field, this one is mostly used for the computation. It means the little bit mathematical formulas and all those things performing. Okay, so mostly the those who are working in a research area of medical science as a image processing and all those things, they can mostly use this SciPy package. Okay, there are so many things which is provided inbuilt. We can say that as a inbuilt sub packages which is provided here, so that's why it is so popular. It means just we need to a little bit know about the mathematical computation. If suppose I just want to perform all those things related with the mathematical computation, like as a clustering, I just want to perform the clustering, k-mean clustering, knn clustering algorithm and all those things, and little bit mathematical formula. At that time this library plays the very important role, or the package very play the important role. For example, we can say that I just want to compute all the mathematical operations. For that purpose, these SciPy sub packages plays the very important role. If suppose I just want to do the signal processing, so for that purpose we can use the signal. So already the so many inbuilt sub packages which is provided here. We can integrate, we just want to perform the integration. Okay, so for that purpose we just need whatever the integration statement which is given. For example, 0 1 whatever x and dx, whatever it may be. Okay, some constant which is given. If suppose we are dealing with the mathematical operation, we need to know about some, for example, pi, which is having the some constant value. Okay, so there are some constant value which is provided when we are dealing with the SciPy, working with a particular problem statement. Okay, a simple example which is given here. So in this example, same, uh, if suppose you are dealing with the SciPy, we need to follow same. If suppose it is not installed on your system, you just go through the just import, or first you need to install. So pip install SciPy. If you are using the Anaconda, at that time you just use the conda install, the name of that package. Okay, and after that we just need to use import SciPy. Okay, so this is generally the scientific and research are likely to be gather enormous amount of information and the data which are scientific and technical from their exploration, experimentation and analysis. So dealing with such huge amount of data becomes very difficult to them. So that's why calculating and computing with the large data manually. Okay, so that's why it's very easy task to dealing with that data by using the SciPy. Okay, so SciPy is a open source, high level and everything which is given. Okay, so whenever if you are importing the SciPy, so again there is a no need. We know that if suppose we are perform the numerical computation, already the numpy which is provided. But if suppose we are dealing with the huge amount of data, at that time the best one which we can use as a SciPy. Okay, so whenever we are using a numpy or SciPy, there is a no need. If suppose you have imported SciPy, so then there is a no need to import numpy. Okay, so simply you just file the command import SciPy. After importing this one, again you do not need to import your numpy again. Okay. We'll just check with this simple example based on the SciPy mathematical computation. If suppose we see this mathematical example, this is a single integral. Okay, it can also called as a general purpose integration. Those who are expert in mathematics, they can easily understand what is that exactly. Already we studied in everything. Okay, here when there is only one variable present between 2 points, okay, then we can make use of the a function that is called as a chord function. Okay, when we are dealing with the integration in a Python by using SciPy, at that time we calculating this example, we need to use a simple integration. Okay, so simple integration, we just need to use the chord function. Okay, so here f of 0 to 1 12x into dx. Okay, so in this example 12x is the function which is lie between the interval of zeros and 1. So simply we need to import a scipy. Here the integration we are performing, so that's why dot integrate, and then we can perform it with the help of a particular function which is provided. Okay. uh, the last thing which i'm going to I'm going to explain over here, a role of data science in banking. The implementation of banking, a simple, I will tell you the simple example. If suppose you have to do a bulk amount of transaction in a particular day, at that time it is not possible to do within a time. Okay, if suppose you are doing the transaction more than 1 lakh or 2 lakh, at that time those who are giving the cash, at that time he is going to analyze everything as per your face and everything as your movement. Okay, why? Because for detection. Okay, sometimes what will happen in a banking domain, data science nowadays or the today's in era, it playing the very important role in a banking. How? If suppose we see the nowadays or the today's scenario of a banking, in this scenario the digital channel which is provided, if suppose we compare with the old scenario with the banking, so now they, if suppose I want to transfer the cash to the particular person, so there is no need to go in a bank or taking the bank details and filling the check and everything. I just need his number or the number which is done with the KYC with the particular account. Okay, and after that I can just check out the whether his name is correct and everything, and then I can directly transfer the uh, amount to the particular account. It means the digital channel provides all those things in a particular place. It means you don't need to visit a bank and everything or the particular branch. And right now in a today the any branch banking concept which is applied. So how data science is going to play the important role? Now simple example, if suppose the particular account having a multiple amount. Okay, and he, sorry, the particular customer has taken loan, and 2 to 3 times he delayed to pay his due. But in a certain period of time the customer got a particular amount, so bank will analyze it कि हाँ then this date or day the amount which credited in this account. So if suppose customer knows or customer get the a message, this amount is credited in my account, and he is going to withdraw that amount, so bank, before that bank is going to apply hold that account, because the those customer who is going to withdraw amount, he need to pay his 3 or 4 remaining dues. Then bank will provide the withdraw option. Okay, so these things we are going to perform on a daily basis in a banking. Okay, so this was the old fashion or the old era of a banking. Everyone, if suppose I just want to open the account, I need to visit the bank. But nowadays there is no need. Online I can fill again there are so many things which is already available right now, so that's why we can easily deal with. Okay, so thank you. If you have any question, so just note down my mail id and you just mail me. Due to the some technical reason I'm not able to hear your voice. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Lokre sir. Preeti madam आहेत का? Preeti madam.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Lovkhare sir. I really thank for giving such a nice hands-on data science and its packages, how it works regarding folium, mapping, location, and mathematical computations, how we do exactly, how it is working online and how practically it will be done. Why? Because almost when we speak about data science, we always used to study some theory part and all those things, but today we have got some knowledge behind how practically it will be done. Thank you so much, sir. I once again thank Lovkhare sir for removing his precious time and joining us. So thank you one and all, sir. Over to Silesh sir.
Okay, if possible, if you have any question, just ask. Okay, if possible, if you convey to Lovkhare sir, then we'll ask them. Okay, we'll make 1 or 2 questions. Okay, only.
There is technical.
Okay, because it's not possible to connect. Okay, काही question असेल तर विचारा. We'll entertain 1 or 2 questions. Okay, you can put it into the chat box.